Yeah, yeah. You know what time it is, Benny.
Welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is MTI Mediator Torching, where we host creatives all around. We're based in Hamilton, and we have 4 episodes out so far. I have been lost for the past 3 months, so I know a lot of you might be wondering what happens to the channel. Hey, when I started this, I I had a vision for it. I was like, I want this. But like when you just dive into something and you're like, okay, what am I doing? Like startup businesses. So yeah, I kind of like took a step back, had to figure it out. Have actually my girlfriend, so she's studying business marketing, and she's really good with social media, online digital marketing and stuff like that. So she was like, you're doing all of this wrong. You need to re-strategize, because you may have the vision, but if you don't have the presence and you don't have your 10 toes down, kind of like really having a focal point to drive your message with whatever your brand is, then it can get hectic. So I'm really glad that I took a step back and we are back. And yeah, it's different today. Usually you see me at the other studio. Today we're here with James Favron. Now, this guy, he may be new to a lot of us. For my audience, of course, but I know half of my audience is Hamiltonians, so you guys may be familiar because you guys, I know, go to a lot of local events and you like to support your local artists. Yes, James Favron is a hip hop artist and a community philanthropist as well. So this will be our guest today. How are you doing, James?
What's up? I'm good.
You're good?
I'm glad to be here.
How are you feeling?
I'm happy, man. It's been a really good Friday.
Yeah. There's a lot going on, like in the studio. Like I just walked in and there's big Adidas boxes which look custom made. I'm like, whoa,
Yep.
okay.
Yep.
What was the inspiration for this room?
So this room kind of came out of a room that I had done. I was working at the collective at Dope Chief Studios
Right.
for like a year and a bit. And we had done an exhibit last fall where all of the artists took a space in the studio and like built something out of it.
Yeah.
And I had found this. I took a closet and I built this just like clubhouse,
Right.
basically, with like as many lights and fun things as I could find. And then I needed a space to work on some of my stage stuff.
Right.
And I ended up finding this space. And so it's basically just been a process of like making a bigger version of that. Like this Archie thing over here I had built
Yeah.
for that exhibit.
You got the Pac-Man.
Yeah, that's my kid's like machine. The play letters that are kind of around. There's a bunch of pieces that were in that
Yeah.
exhibit that have now kind of been the starting point to. And I haven't done anything. I haven't painted. I haven't like done anything in the space really that I want to do yet because I've been so busy. But it's like, to me, it's supposed to feel like an old like treehouse or clubhouse. Like it just kind of builds over time into what it will be. And as people come in, they'll add their little touches and leave things behind. Hopefully not take things unless they ask. But yeah.
I honestly cannot wait to see the full-blown final picture of what this is going to turn out to be, because like when someone walks in, like I know I told you earlier, like when I grabbed the mic, I just wanted to like start making music with James Favron, maybe get on a beat or something. But yeah,
Which we can do.
Yeah,
We can record. Yeah.
we're gonna do it. They know my introduction is something I actually went to record in the studio, because I have recorded a couple of singles, but I never really got into that. So we got to live it up to the
Okay,
pros
now we're
like
changing
James
the
Favron.
whole. Well, I'm taking over. So why? I'm just kidding. How did you get into music? No, it's fine.
We'll get into that
Okay.
a little bit later in the interview. But this is about you. We're shining the spotlight on you today,
Okay, I'll take
Honestly, like, for me, when I started this, starting this brand is, for me, being inspired, right? And even to learn about music artists like you. it just reshapes my perspective about the landscape of Hamilton each and every time. And I have listened to your whole catalog,
Thank
believe it or
you.
not, and I was surprised. Um,
I love that word. I
yeah,
love when people are surprised.
yeah, he's he's actually a um,
You can say genius. It's okay.
lyrical genius. Let's yeah, let's say it. But yeah, I listened to your August 9, 2024 album. What can I say? Um, and your newest single, When I Grow Up. So funny enough, your newest single is what I listened to first, and then
Okay.
I kind of like went back.
Yeah.
I was not expecting. I mean, I love hip hop a lot, and when I listened to When I Grew Up, I kind of like got um, kind of like Mac Miller,
I get that a
um,
lot. Yeah.
Mac Miller, yeah, kind type of sound. But then I listened to your album and you have trap beats on there. I'm like, what
Yep.
is going on?
Yep.
And yeah, you're killing it,
Thank you very
to
much,
say
man.
the
I
least.
appreciate it.
Yeah. Let's talk about the origin story. How did you start? How did you get into music?
So I, like a lot of people, I started music in church. I was a drummer originally as a kid. I started drumming when I was like 6.
Okay.
So I played drums, and I was on like back in the back in the days of my childhood. Like dance was a big thing in church.
Yep.
So I did like break dance routines.
I was just about to say, don't tell me you were
Yeah, yeah,
breakdancing.
yeah. We used to do a routine to like Shackles by Mary Mary,
Yeah.
Revolution by Kirk Franklin. Like that was so we were. I was like drumming and then also doing that in this like little kids church group that like traveled around to
Yeah.
different churches and did that in Toronto. So that's how I got into music, and then um, I like I. It was funny because around like 10, I didn't really want to be playing drums anymore. I felt like I wanted to like learn how to play guitar or something, and but I was like stuck playing the drums
Yeah.
because it's hard to find drummers. And then I got really good at it, and then I started playing drums in like bands in my teens because I got like really into like Blink 182 and like those sort of pop punk scene. And
Okay.
then I was like drumming for years, and then years later I just like bought myself a guitar and was like, I'm gonna write songs.
Okay.
And but I grew because I grew up on gospel and hip hop. Those were like always at my core.
Yep.
And then like Chance's coloring book album was a huge one for me. Because that was like a turning point in like I was kind of a young grown up at that point. I was like, okay, so there's like this is a really cool sort of like secular music, but with that and that like sort of gospel sound that I grew up with, and I really kind of fell in love with it. And then Kanye was doing that, and there was some other really great pieces, and then. Yeah, I started writing songs, and I was doing like I did a folk record, I did a blues rock record, I did some like pop singer songwriter stuff, and then just like ended up circling back to hip hop eventually by accident.
That snatched your soul.
Yeah, it was like
it was meant to be.
yeah, it was definitely like a homecoming. Better Days
Yeah.
was like the first song that I ever rapped on.
Okay.
And it was I was just like I had the instrumental, and I just couldn't write like a singing song to it. I think I had written the hook, and I didn't know what to do with the verses. And then literally like the verse starts like I've been spending far too long in my head by myself, and I was shoveling my driveway in the winter. It was like January 22 or something like that. And I was literally like shoveling my driveway, like what do I do with this song?
Right.
I'm like playing the instrumental over and over in my head, and then that ended up like being the lyric. And I wrote both verses, like the entire song,
Yep.
in like 20 minutes. And then I split it up into 2 verses and was like, I guess we have a song. And then that's when I reached out to LT and was like, I need a cosign because it's my first like hip hop song. I need like a cosign from somebody that's doing it, and he jumped on it, and
Sick.
the rest is history, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know you're a big. You're friends with Emerald B, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, because I kind of figured because not to jump the gun, but he's got his own brand which he's still building, and we're gonna get into that a little bit later. We're gonna delve into that. That's Better Days, and he had a whole festival, like an indoors festival, which he threw at the Cotton Factory, and a lot of local artists went to support. Most of them who he's been writing with since way back, and I know you guys have seen Emerald B because we did an interview with her already.
Oh, cool. Okay, yeah. Okay, she's
Yeah.
dope, man. Yeah, we met through like the Hamilton music scene, and then we did a writing camp in Toronto together last year.
Okay.
And I think she did a performance boot camp that like the my mentor in the vocal studio that I work with in Toronto
Yeah.
runs. I think she did one. So yeah, we've just like we kind of became friends through like the music scene, but yeah, she's dope. She's very cool, super talented.
She's super talented.
Yeah.
Yeah. One question that we did ask her was what if she remembered what her first rhyme was. Do you remember what yours was?
My first rhyme, like in any songwriting or like in
Like
hip hop.
when you were in hip hop. Let's do hip hop. Like when you were actually now like, okay, this is my first song. We're going into it.
It was literally those lyrics at the beginning of Better Days.
Okay.
It just kind of wrote itself. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how I don't know. I mean, like I used to do some freestyling and stuff in high school. We had like, little lunch battles and stuff. So none of that I remember. Oh, actually, I don't remember any of the lyrics. Better Days is the first one that I remember penning.
Yep.
But there were definitely some songs like maybe 6 or 7 years ago that were just like whack, like real trash songs that I was like playing around with, I think. But yeah, Better Days was the first one that I remember like writing.
Okay.
Yeah.
And let's dive into your latest album. What can
The
I say?
mixtape?
Yes.
Yeah.
I like the whole project. My favorite was Ghetto Anthem. But
Ooh, okay.
what was your favorite too? I know you're an artist. You probably liked the making of the whole thing, but which one did you enjoy doing a lot more? Which track on there?
So I wrote that whole project in a day.
No way.
Yeah, it was like
Like lyrics.
Yeah, so
Everything.
it was so crazy. It was just like I grew up on like my biggest sort of influences growing up were Eminem, Ludacris, 50 Cent, and like Dre and Snoop were like on the side, more on like the music than the lyrics. But that record basically I had like Drake and J. Cole had a show in Toronto.
Yeah.
And I was there, like I was in Toronto that day. And just like randomly the next day I was like, I grew up on that kind of like lyricism and rap energy, but it's a persona that I just like don't want to carry. Like I lived in that culture like growing up. And so when you sort of shed the like tough guy energy and like it's so like life is so much more peaceful. So I don't like I'm not an aggressive person. I'm not like but I'll hold my own. I'm not.
Hey, don't listen to him. Go listen to the
mixtape. That was me practicing that part of me that I've let sleep. Because I was like, I love this kind of music. It's so much fun. So I think I just like I had a handful of instrumentals in a folder at home, and I was just like, you know what, let's just have some fun. Let's just write something. And I can't remember which one of them I wrote first. It might have been Confident, which is the first record on that project. And because they're all only like a minute, I wrote that one, and then I was like, that's dope. Let's do another one. And then I wrote like 3 more. And then I was like, okay, let me track those and like see how I feel about them. And I did that, and I listened to it, and I was like, there's a little more. Let me do a couple more. And then I think like the next morning I did the last 2. So it was within like 24 hours I wrote them all and demoed them out. And then
That's insane.
well, I mean, it's only 10
I
minutes.
mean, yes, but considering the quality, it's always quality over quantity, right?
Sure, yeah.
Whenever you're like working on whatever it is you're working on, and its totality, it's for me, it's almost like a perfect listen, top to bottom.
Ooh, thank you.
Honest, I like music. I like discovering underground artists, and just like falling in love with that type of music, because I listen to a lot more lyrical stuff.
Yeah,
But
okay,
I
yeah.
can appreciate trap,
Yep,
right?
yep.
Likes of Gun and all that. But yeah, I'm just surprised. Like all the songs written.
I
one
think
day,
it was
that must
like
have been a busy schedule.
I think it was just like that stuff had been sitting inside for so long,
Yeah.
that it was like I just like tapped into a thing that's kind of existed inside of me forever. That I think like from teenage James was like waiting for an opportunity to like exist.
Yeah.
And this was the perfect time to do it. And Ghetto Anthem is one of my favorites because I have a pretty good relationship with New York, and I go down once a year, and I have some friends down there. And so I actually have. It's so funny because I did videos for a bunch of the songs on that project, and I have the Brooklyn footage
Yeah.
for that video. But I haven't, in like a year, I still haven't had time to shoot the Hamilton or the Toronto footage because it references all 3 of those cities. So it's like I'm sitting on this like really dope. We shot it outside of Barclays Center. We just like same thing that I had done with like the Union Station video and stuff, where we're just outside. My friend has this like her sister's building that she lives in Brooklyn has this like dope rooftop. I'll show you afterwards. But we shot like a piece of it on the roof,
Yeah.
and then we just like walked down the street to Barclay. We shot another piece outside there, and then I just like haven't found the time to like shoot the Toronto and Hamilton pieces, which is so funny. So I got to get that video finished. But that one is one of my favorites on the record. I think. I think the last song, which is What Can I Say? That one is one of my favorites for like the sort of entendres and lyricism, like the layers in the lyricism.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorites for that one. I obviously like Confident because it gives me a chance to like kind of like rap fast, which is fun sometimes. But yeah, the whole like that project was fun. And then ironically, even though I wrote it so quickly, it took me a year to put it out because I wanted to release it as something special. So I ended up doing the magazine, which I like. I designed every page on that magazine one at a time on like a Word document on my computer because I don't have Photoshop and I don't have like any. I'm not good with that kind of stuff.
Right.
But I like to solve problems, and I don't, nothing's going to stop me. And I was like, I want to, I want a magazine. I'm going to make it happen. So it just took me a long time to make that happen. And then it was like, it was worth it. And then it was awesome because I had, just after I wrote the mixtape, I was in New York and I was having coffee with a friend who works at a label, and we were talking about magazines, and because I had told him like, I think this is what I want to do is like make a magazine to go with the thing, and he was like, man, that's such a great idea, and it's always like industry people hear ideas from artists all the time, but the frequency with which they come to fruition and people like actually do them is pretty limited. So then the next time I was in New York, I was able to bring him a copy and be like, I did it, and he was like,
Yeah.
"That's dope, man! Congratulations!" So that was like, it was really cool to be able to kind of bring that project all the way through to the end.
That's amazing. And how many, do you have one solo producer that you works on yourself, or do you produce your own
That
music?